Test. Test. There we go. All you had to do is unplug it and plug it back in, guys. This is the life of a mobile streamer. You know, there's a reason. I'm quite confident. There is a reason people don't travel and live stream. Because the fucking shit breaks. It breaks. Welcome to the live stream. My name is JT. This is this is Black Box Trading. We talk about Bitcoin fundamental and technical analysis. This is the technical live stream. We're going to be talking about the Bitcoin breakout. We're at fucking damn near 50K at this point. We'll probably see 50K on the live stream, so tune in for that. Go ahead and spam your tickers, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be diving into it. So without any further ado and without any more technical interruptions, hopefully, fingers crossed, let's dive into the charts and take a look. Okay, so Bitcoin. We are officially out of our hedged position. The Bitcoin bot took a hedge at around, where did we take that hedge? We entered the hedge at 41. We exited that hedge at around 48. And we are long and strong. We are 100% long on this trade right now. Bot will flip short at much lower levels, but this is fantastic. Let's just take a look at this weekly chart here. The TradingView is doing this weird thing where they kind of don't update the candle. It takes a few days for the candle to sit properly, but anyways, the candle's green. It's looking great, and the last weekly close, what a strong close. Incredibly strong close. You know, the four most dangerous words in investing are "this time is different." But I have to say, this time is different. And the reason is, this is the very first halving in Bitcoin's history where the available supply on exchanges has been in a decline. We have never gone through a halving where the exchange volume, the available Bitcoin that you can buy, has been in a downtrend. Bitcoin has always been in an uptrend. It has always been, you know, the miners would mine the Bitcoin, they'd sell it to the exchange would have an increasing supply of Bitcoin. This is the first time ever that we are in a decline. So that is a fundamental difference. Another thing that is fundamentally different is we actually have a little bit of legitimacy in the space now with the ETFs. You know, these ETFs are regulated. They are required to purchase the underlying asset. You know, we can speculate on how often and, you know, and where do they acquire the assets? Are they buying OTC? Are they hitting the order books on Coinbase? We can make all of those arguments, but the reality is, this is not an FTX. They are not trading paper Bitcoin. They are required by law to buy the underlying asset, and we are seeing a supply crunch. We are seeing a very powerful supply crunch. This cycle could be incredibly wild, and what I want you all to look out for is the behavior of price in the context of the halving. If we go anywhere near the all-time high, which given this breakout candle is a plausible option, it's plausible. If we go anywhere near the all-time high before the halving, that is a go signal. That is a very, very strong signal to the market that this time may actually truly be different. And there is actually a very important supply shock that's happening in the markets. So just watch out for that. I'm not calling that. I'm not saying that that's what's about to happen. All I'm saying is currently, this candle is very strong. This is a breakout candle. We can actually take a look at the volume here. We got very low volume on this breakout candle, which a lot of people think is a bad thing. It's not. It means it's easy to move price. It doesn't take a lot of Bitcoin changing hands to move the price. It's known as an ease of movement. And this could accelerate. This could easily accelerate. There's nothing holding us back. If you look at the prior structure, let's quickly just turn alphanumerics off here and just look at the prior structure. Like once we break past this 48K level, which we have, what's holding us back? There's nothing. We're clear sailing all the way up to 55, which was the target that we were talking about originally. This trend hasn't ended yet. We are still in an uptrend. Yes, we took a hedged position as momentum slowed, but that momentum is flipping back to the bulls, and we can assume that this trend continues. The trend is your friend until it ends. So things are looking really good. Let's go down to the smaller time frames. Let's turn that off. Let's turn alphanumerics back on. Let's go to the 4-hour. And this is beautiful. Oh. Pretty sure last cycle's bankruptcies had something to do with it. It's possible. It's possible. Got some weird things going on in my dashboard here. Bear with me. There we go. Now, can I get a sound check on YouTube side? If you're watching on YouTube, could you just write a note saying that everything, video and sound, is good? Twitch looks good, but yeah. A lot of those companies are coming out of bankruptcy as well. Yeah, we got some really cool stuff happening. So yeah, smaller time frames. What are we looking at? Well, we're looking at a breakout. It's the trend continuation. Are we getting a little bit toppy? There is a bearish divergence here. But when you have the higher time frames working for you, you need to kind of take that with a grain of salt. A 4-hour bearish divergence when you have a huge weekly candle and the daily is looking very strong as well. You just have to submit to continuation and not get too bearish. If the 4-hour turns into a daily bearish divergence, then you can start to pay attention. But as it stands right now, we have just passed the 70 line on the RSI. That is usually kind of breakout territory. Anytime you cross the 70, it's usually followed by a large move. Cross the 70, large move. So we have just crossed the 70. We can expect, based on previous results, that we can continue to higher levels. So it's looking really good. Let's take a look at a couple other things. So fundamentally, what's going on in the market is stocks are doing really well. So let's go over to the weekly here. Let's turn alphanumerics off, and just S&P is just ripping. Big breakout, past new all-time highs. We are back to risk on. The market is wanting risk on. Go over to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, same situation. We are breaking out. So the traditional assets are doing really well, and that's bringing positive sentiment into the space, and that positive sentiment is carrying forwards into cryptocurrency. Let's take a look at total. Total is, obviously it's pretty much a Bitcoin chart, really, because Bitcoin's half of this market cap. And let's do a comparison with total too. So let's see where we lie as far as the altcoin rotation. Total 2 and total 3. How is the rotation going? So let's back this up to 1 year in frame. Bitcoin is still the place to be. Bitcoin is really leading the charge here. Let's actually just add Bitcoin by itself. Yeah, so you can see. So this top line is the strongest, and it's Bitcoin. So we haven't seen that altcoin rotation just yet. We haven't seen rotation into the altcoins. But Bitcoin has been incredibly strong. It's 128% up this year, or sorry, not this year, in a year time frame. And total 2 is 84%. So Bitcoin or Ethereum's been holding it back a little bit. And then total 2 is below that, and total 3 is below that. So in order of strength, it goes Bitcoin, total 1, total 2, total 3. So everything's in alignment. When that flips, you're going to be in full-blown altcoin season. So when total 3 is on top, total 2 is underneath, total is underneath that, and Bitcoin's on the bottom, you're in full-blown altcoin season, full-blown. So until we see that rotation, we need to assume that the best place to be is going to be in 2 areas, Bitcoin and brand new altcoins. The new altcoins in the space, for those who have been living under a rock, are ordinals. BRC20 tokens, TAP tokens, DMT tokens, all of those tokens. Those are the new tokens. Those are what's going to be the fuel for DeFi on Bitcoin. So if you want more videos on that, just check out my posted videos, not some of the live streams where I do some deep dives into some of those protocols. But yeah, ordinals are going to be massive, and they have been providing tremendous gains. There are some outliers. In terms of performance. There's always going to be a few alts that are going to outperform early, and we call those market leaders. One of the most notable market leaders is Solana. So Solana is already 1,200% up from the lows, and it's preparing for another breakout. We're seeing a lot of this type of structure where we've had this rally, a little bit of a curve, getting ready to take off. Another one that's already kind of done that rally, little bit of a curve, and taken off is Immutable X, IMX. This one, we are up massive. We are up 487% since we called it in the private group. If you guys want access to the private group, it's very easy. You sign up for one of our partner exchanges, all linked down below. Send me your UID, show me that you've made a deposit, and you can gain access to that. On top of getting access to these premium signals, you get a free Bitcoin trading bot. Buy the bottom, sell the tops, never miss a move again with our flagship product, Blackbox. But yeah, there are these market leaders out there. Let's catch up with the chat here. Okay. Could you later update Solana, Track, Bitmap? Yes, we will take a look at Track. We will take a look at Bitmap. First time chat from Reg Killa in Twitch here. Do you think there will be dumb money to go to Unisat to come by our Track when we're in the top, when we top out in 2025? Of course. They don't have to go to Unisat. So, okay, I understand your question now. We're talking about BRC20 tokens. We're talking about all of this shit, right? And your question is like, do you think the dumb money is going to be smart enough to know how to use a Unisat wallet and go to the Unisat marketplace and buy Track? The answer is no. No, they will not know how to do that. But what they will know how to do is they will know how to go to an exchange and they will buy Track on the exchange. That's going to create a higher price on the exchange. When you have a higher price on the exchange and a lower price on the DEX, you have an arbitrage opportunity. So no, the dumb money is not going to be buying from you directly. It's going to be somebody who is wanting to take advantage of the spread, and they're going to buy from you and sell to the exchange. Those are arbitrage traders. So if the concern is liquidity on Unisat, I wouldn't be concerned, because anytime there's an opportunity in arbitrage, there's liquidity, there's volume. So no, dumb money's not going to buy directly from you. You're going to have smart money purchase to take advantage of that spread. So good question. So you know what? Let's just dive into Track, since we're talking about BRC20s and such. Track getting a nice daily candle here of up 14.5%. Blackbox made a 12% loss. Yes, the hedge, you got to pay for insurance. We were up. The market was losing momentum. You have to pay for insurance. It did its job exactly as intended. It's up. The bot is up overall. And that's all that you really care about. Does the bot make money? Track getting a nice Beautiful 14% move on the day. Will it break out? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of drama right now in the Track Discord. A lot of people think that Benny is kind of a whiner about the Merlin project. Merlin is months away. So, I don't know. Like it's little spats. Like he made a tweet, or sorry, not a tweet. He did a Discord announcement saying, "Don't talk about Merlin or you'll get banned." Who fucking cares? Is that really FUD? Nothing is wrong with the track token. And if that FUD, it resulted in downwards price action, and now we're, up from the low of the FUD, up 35%. I think if Bitcoin continues to rally, once it concludes its rallies, the alts are going to the alts are going to catch up, right? So Bitcoin moves first because it's the market leader. Then the strong leading assets move second. Then the weaker assets move third, and you go on down the line until you get to the flatliners that don't really move. And by the time they actually move, they're actually an indicator of the rally concluding. But anyways, that's a different topic. Track looks good. This is one of my number one picks in the space. Another one of my picks is going to be Bitmaps. Bitmaps is my number one by far. Let's see how Bitmaps is doing on the day. Nothing really new to report on Bitmaps. We did get a nice move coming down for a retest. Down in this area right here. This is kind of your support/resistance flip. It's also kind of an order block. If you are an order block trader, we are down inside the order block. This is where bids usually happen. We can apply TA to this kind of stuff, but it is a very small market. So, TA is very, very valuable and very correct a lot of the times when you have a lot of liquidity and there's a lot of volume. But, in these illiquid markets, keep it simple. The less liquid the asset is, the more simple your TA should be. When you're into the S&P, you get into some really technical indicators, a lot of oscillators, and there's a lot of high frequency trading. When you're on something like Bitmaps, it's the opposite. You really, really keep it simple. You can keep it as simple as just, are we making higher highs and higher lows? And we are. We're making higher highs and higher lows. This is the first lower high, but it's still got a higher low. So it could just be part of a macro trend up to our next higher high at, let's say we take out the 0.01, drop a zero off of the front of the price there. So Bitmaps, it's my number one. It's my number one pick out there as far as ordinals. What do I think about Alex? Let's take a look at Alex. Alex is the exchange market leader. It is the exchange for the Stacks layer 2. So I'm not the biggest fan of Stacks. I know a lot of people really like Stacks. For me, and I might have to just get over this because we're in a bull market, and bull market people want new coins. But the reality is a layer 2 shouldn't have a different coin. It shouldn't. In the bull market, last bull market, layer 2 for Ethereum, a really good layer 2 was Matic, Polygon. But Polygon had its own token. Now, what are the layer 2s that we use now? We use Optimism and we use Arbitrum. And what's the token? What's the gas token? It's Ethereum. Okay. The same rules apply for Bitcoin. The true layer 2s, in my opinion, are going to use Bitcoin as the gas token. They're going to use Bitcoin as the utility token for the network. In a bull market, people don't want to buy Bitcoin. They want to buy the altcoin. So in a bull market, these layer 2 narratives that you're going to be seeing and you're going to be hearing about, they're going to have new tokens. Stacks is a good one. We'll take a look at Stacks in just a moment. But this is basically the Unisat of the Stacks network. And it's doing really well. Structurally speaking, we're seeing this same sort of pattern that we've seen on IMX, and we've seen it on Solana. So Alex is looking strong. It's not the strongest. We've seen stronger, but this is definitely heading in the right direction. We just got a bullish cross. Let's check out the 3-day. Yeah, bouncing off the 30 on the 3-day. It's looking good. It's strong. It's strong. It's hard to say that this is a laggard. This is definitely keeping up with the Joneses. This is moving in the right direction. And think it'll start to accelerate once it gets above 40 cents. So that's Alex. Let's take a look at STX, which is the layer 2 for Bitcoin. It's kind of the Polygon. And this one's leading. So this one's the leader, right? Structurally speaking, it's more lockstep with IMX, and it's doing better than Alex. So as far as structure, this one's a leader. It's a market leader. So this one's going to move first. This one has all the signs of trend continuation. Really, really good. Nice little cup and handle formation here. Let's take that off for just a moment. Got a beautiful support/resistance flip, cup and handle, blah, blah, blah. Double bottom, however you want to paint it. And we're beginning to get into that acceleration phase for Stacks. This is actually looking pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Stacks is looking like a pretty solid play. And as the Bitcoin layer 2 narrative begins to develop, it shouldn't come as a surprise that this one's doing so well. Okay. Shill some Ghosty. Ghosty. Let's take a look at Ghosty. I don't know if they don't have that on here. I got to go over here. Ghosty. Let's see what Ghosty's up to. Do we have Ghosty? There it is. Ooh, you want me to? Yeah. I don't know. It's one of the weaker structures we're seeing in BRC20s. Yeah, there are some assets that are doing a little bit better than Ghosty, but if they can deliver on their promises of product, then it's kind of Ghosty's almost not quite. It's similar to ThorSwap. It's a cross-chain DEX. It can get you in and out of stables on the Bitcoin network. I think that's valuable. I'm just I haven't done a deep dive into them, but this is kind of the area to watch out for right here. This is the area. So this is the major support. As long as we're above this, which we are, as long as we're above this level, this is a good area to buy. So if we can hold this level, give it a few more days of price action, holding this level at around 827 sats per Ghosty, then I would not be surprised if this turns into kind of a double bottom situation, and then we're off to the races on Ghosty. We are seeing a little bit of a lull in BRC20s. BRC20s had a huge rally, so you do need to take into consideration huge rallies come with long accumulations. The larger the rally, the longer the accumulation. So we could be heading into a longer accumulation phase that could last through the halving. Bitcoin could just rally and leave a lot of assets completely behind. Speaking of leaving assets behind, let's see how the Bitcoin pair is doing on Ethereum. This one is just, I don't know. I don't want to beat a dead horse here. You guys, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that I've been judging the health of this chart, comparing it to a distribution. I've been comparing it as a distribution. Basically, I really started to firm up this approach back in 2022. It's been following this downtrend. It's been unable to get above that downtrend. And we're kind of here at the LPSY on Ethereum BTC. This is the BTC pair. Ethereum is going up on the dollar pair. You can see it's making higher highs and higher lows on the dollar pair. It's just not outperforming Bitcoin. Bitcoin is so much stronger. So as a result, what you're seeing on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair is a decline. And I would not be surprised to see this chart continue to decline down to about 3 million sats per ETH, where it will likely find a support. The bull market will go into full-blown altcoin rotation, and then we can carry on, with FOMO in the bull market, where everybody's going to be buying everything and they don't really care what it is or what it does. But as it stands right now, the trend is your friend until it ends, and the current trend on Bitcoin or on Ethereum on the Bitcoin pair is that if you're choosing between the two, you should still be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. You shouldn't be increasing your Ethereum position just yet until this chart can show a little bit of an ability to show an outperformance. Got into a couple Twitter spats about this one, but hey, don't shoot the messenger. This is what the chart is telling us, and it's been telling us this for a long time. Another one, Link, shout out to the private group who is got that signal. We're not up crazy amounts just yet, but 6% since the signal, brand new signal. Not brand new, but you know what I mean. iBit, has this started trading on the day yet? No. Yes, we are trading. We are live. Good. Okay. Sats is another one. For BRC20s, it's the BRC20s. They all have this structure. They have this big move up. Let's actually go to a daily chart. Let's take alphanumerics off for a moment. They've got this big move up, and then they come down for this little double bottom. Go ahead and take a look at Track. It's the same thing. Big move up coming for this little double bottom. Except Track is a little bit stronger. So Track is stronger than Sats. We take a look at bitmaps again. It's the same thing. You got to train your eye to identify these patterns and then try and figure out where in the pattern are the assets, because the assets that are further along, those are going to be your leaders. It's very important to be allocated to the leaders. Don't fall into this stupid narrative. I hear it all the time, and it's becoming a pet peeve of mine. It's like, oh, we got to get into this token or that token because it hasn't pumped yet. Fucking bullshit. It's not going to pump. It's not going to outperform. You might get a rally that will play catch up. But overall, which is what I'm most interested in, is the cycle performance. Overall, you're not going to see the same performance you are on those coins as you are on the ones that are actually showing the ability to lead the market. And the biggest leader that I can see, structurally speaking, is bitmaps, followed by Track, followed by Sats. I mean, there's a lot of charts that look like this, but yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing here. Can you check the Cardano BTC chart? Yes, let's take a look at that. ADA BTC. Spam your tickers, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, man. It's hard to be a long-term hodler of Cardano, that's for sure. Pretty much back to where we fucking started back in 2020. Man, going through this whole 2020 bull market and to find yourself right back to where you started. Very interesting. We're still in a downtrend. We don't really have much of a support/resistance flip area that is valuable, in my opinion. I guess you can consider this holding the support. Eventually, you're going to see a rotation into alts, and as a result, Cardano will begin to outperform Bitcoin, but we're not seeing that yet. If you were looking for timing, Cardano, you've got some pretty strong signals here on the Bitcoin pair. We've got a green diamond here. We've got a green diamond here. These on the weekly are very rare. If you're a Cardano investor, not financial advice, but if ever there was a good time, now is the good time. Don't expect, when I say good time, it doesn't mean it's getting ready to go. It just means I don't think it's going to fall much further. And that's a very important distinction to make, because when people say, oh, it looks good, the assumption is, oh, you think it's going to go up. No, I think it's going to flatline, and I think the market cycle will carry it up. So, it's not terrible. It's just certainly not a market leader. It is not a market leader. I think your attention is better spent elsewhere. But again, if you're a long-term believer, if you're a hodler, if you've been dollar cost averaging into this and you hold a high conviction position to this, and you're looking for signals to add, we do have signals that would have told you to add. So that's basically where we're at with that. It's just from a trading perspective, we don't look at this one as a market leader. All right, how long have we been rolling here? If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. 26 people watching. Nice. Nice. What else can we take a look at? Let's take a look at Monero. Dip buy on Monero. We just saw this, the delisting on Binance. Couldn't resist ourselves. Had to take a position on Monero. It is not showing market alpha. It's not a market leader. But, 35% dump out of nowhere from a Binance delisting. That's pretty much a no-brainer to me. I think that's going to pretty much mark the bottom for this cycle. Not the bottom of this cycle, but, that's going to be the double bottom for this cycle. Again, it's not a market leader, so don't expect progress to be quick, but it's certainly looking good from a dip buy perspective. See how Bitcoin's doing. Very strong. Very strong on Bitcoin. Thanks for the answer. Yeah, I don't hold shitcoins. Was just asking for a friend. Sure. Just asking for a friend. What's BNB up to these days? Haven't looked at BNB in a while. God, I hate this coin. I hate this coin. I hate that it's still alive, but it is, and it actually doesn't look half bad. It's got that same structure, that same, bull flag pull with a dip, little scoop. So it's definitely a market leader. Love it or hate it. I certainly hate it. It is a market leader. It is what it is. Sol BTC. Yeah, let's take a look at Solana BTC. Incredible performance. Solana, like if you guys were in Solana from the lows, congratulations. What a fantastic trade for a top 20 altcoin. Really, really good. Solana has shown nothing but outperformance, especially in the smart contract world. You gotta follow price. You can't follow a narrative. The narrative with Solana is, it breaks down all the time. The chain will be halted and they need to reboot it and they unplug it and plug it back in again. And all of that's true. But does that matter? You don't need to do that with Ethereum, but Ethereum has just been shit. Ethereum has been absolute shit. It's been doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Solana has been killing it. So you got to put your biases aside. You got to take your fundamentals out of it and realize that Solana's been fucking crushing it. So it's looking really good for Solana. I mean, we can keep things pretty simple. Just as long as you don't take out that low, you can assume that it's going to continue to print higher lows. Keep your analysis simple. Simple is best. Don't even put a triangle on it. Like where does this break down? It breaks down below this line. Just draw one line. One line. That's all you need. Let's get the moving averages up. We are breaking below the 7-week moving average. The wave is green. Ooh, we're very close to flipping it red, though. Very close to flipping this wave to red on Solana. So there is a possibility that we break this little trend line. And if it breaks, then, we'll probably come back down to 1.6 million sats 160,000 sats per sol. But overall, It's a really good structure. It's a really good structure. And what, the context is everything. We've already talked about how we're not rotating. We haven't seen that rotation yet. And you can see this quite clearly with Bitcoin dominance. Like if you want a simple chart to follow for altcoins, just look at Bitcoin dominance. Until this chart goes into a downtrend, you don't need to buy alts. Unless you're scalping for like quick profits in and out, if you're looking for position cycle plays, top 20 altcoins are not where it's at. You got to go into the new stuff, the ordinals, the fucking, I'm not even looking at anything else. Ordinals have been so profitable. Just get into the new stuff if you want altcoin allocations. But if you're looking for large positions into top 20 altcoins, you have no reason to do so. There's really no reason, with the exclusion of a few outliers like Solana, Immutable X, and like maybe 3 others. Altcoins as a whole have not been showing that rotation just yet. I know I kind of contradicted myself because we were just talking about Solana, but blanket statement for altcoin rotation, we haven't seen that rotation yet. We've seen a community rally in Solana, and we've seen a community rally in Bitcoin, but we haven't seen profit taking, and we haven't seen reallocation and rotation of assets, and we won't until this curls down. It's beginning. You could argue that this area right here could be the beginning of a rotation, but until we take out this low right here, until we take out that low at 50%, 50.82, it's not a rotation. It's a consolidation with the potential for continuation. And if Bitcoin continues to rally, this will create a new high. And if it takes out the high, well, the trend continues. The trend continues, and it needs to create this whole new consolidation again in order to break that trend and try and flip it to the downside. So, the trend is your friend until it ends, and Bitcoin is looking very, very strong, and that will be the continuation. The assumption is higher levels for Bitcoin. Okay, I think that is all the time I have for today. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow along if you're watching on Twitch. Clip it, restream it, share it, whatever you want to do. Get the word out. Don't forget to check blackbox.pro. That is BLKBOX.pro. Sign up for your free Bitcoin trading bot and get into our free VIP signals group. Never miss a move again with Blackbox. And until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.